Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, how did I end up here? Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So many times post-narcissistic relationship, or even at times when you're in the relationship, you will be asking yourself that question, how did I end up here? And this is a very challenging question to ask yourself, because if you're asking yourself that, it usually means that something either is gone sideways, or it will go sideways, or you're not where you expected to be. And it's not a pleasant experience to have to ask yourself that question. When you're in the narcissistic relationship, it is bizarre world. What is up is down, what is left is right, what is in is out. You could never get stability in the relationship. You never had support from the narcissist. What you had was future faking, gaslighting, the silent treatment, stonewalling, rage fits, etc. You did not have any support whatsoever. While you were trying to repair that relationship day in and day out, week after week, perhaps even year after year, the narcissist was doing nothing to support you. What they were doing is they were trying to drive a wedge between you and them, between you and anything that mattered to you, which included your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, your status, your network of friends, your bank account. They were trying to take anything and everything that they could from you. And then one day, you probably were looking in the mirror, or you were just pondering where you are in life, and you said, how did I get here? Well, the reason you got where you were, or maybe you still are, is because you entered a narcissistic relationship with a person who did not have your best interest at heart. They didn't back then, they don't now, and they never will in the future. That is why so frequently on the channel, I suggest to people to go no contact, block these narcissists, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you can't do that, utilize gray rock. Simply get off of their radar and become dull and boring. But when you ask yourself that question, how did I get here? It is a litany of reasons why you got there. First of all, you probably, when you entered that relationship, you were believing in the mask. You were probably believing in the outer shell of the narcissist. You were probably watching the way they walked and listening to their words, and maybe they looked beautiful or handsome, and you were believing that, wow, that person actually really cares about me and they're showing interest in me, and maybe we could create a friendship or a romantic relationship or have kids or raise a family, etc., whatever it was. But you realized eventually that that was just an illusion. It was a relationship built on quicksand. It was a relationship built on a house of cards. It was not sustainable. Every day you were in that relationship, you were being drained more and more of your resources, and you were putting the narcissist way high up on a pedestal. You were definitely not having boundaries, and you couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you were saying yes to yourself, but you couldn't do that back when you're in the relationship because you didn't have a voice. You became an extension of the narcissist. You were a shell of yourself. You were the walking apology. You were the unpaid helper. You were the errand person, the chauffeur, the taxi driver, the person who paid for the bills, etc. You did everything and then some, and it would never ever be enough. The narcissist is a person who, what they want to do is they want to consume people's energy and everything about them. And the narcissist is always on the constant search for the endless source of supply. They're looking for the next new shiny object. At one point, that was you. Now, again, when you entered that relationship, you didn't know anything about narcissism because you weren't taught this in school. So how could you know what you were up against? You couldn't. What you did know was that every day you were in that relationship, you were being told A, B, and C, and you were experiencing X, Y, and Z. And eventually, something was going to give, something was going to snap, something was going to break in that relationship, because the narcissist was pressing on the gas pedal of abuse, and they were trying to break that relationship, hoping to go on to the new supply and keep you stuck, keep you in that low vibrational state, in the devaluation stage. They wanted to do this and so many other things, and believe me, they achieved these things throughout that relationship until something happened, until you got that needle in a haystack, until you finally figured out what they were, a toxic narcissistic person, and until you actually got the message and you finally went no contact, etc. And then again, you would ask yourself, how did I get here? How you got there is because you were a kind, loving, stable, healthy person. You probably still are. You're probably just a different version of yourself than you were back when you entered the relationship with the narcissist. But the narcissist saw you as an opportunity. They knew what they could do to you. They knew what they would do to you because they had done it to so many other people before you. And frankly, they're doing it right now with other people, and they will continue to gallivant the globe looking for other new shiny objects, looking for other people with high levels of empathy or of high levels of resources, which again include financial assets and access to things, etc. But how did you get here? Many times people post-narcissistic relationship, and I certainly was no different. You ask yourself that question because what you once had was perhaps a family, and perhaps you were in love, or perhaps you had what you thought was stability, and you were headed in a direction, and you were raising kids, or being the best spouse you could be, or being the best parent or step-parent you could be. And then it all blew up one day. And why did it blow up, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because probably you put up a boundary, and you probably called out somebody who claimed that they professed that they loved you, but they turned out to be a toxic narcissist. You called them out and said something, and you said, hey, what's going on here? I didn't sign up for this. You're counter-parenting with me. You're not co-parenting or something like that, or something would give. And then the narcissist, they would say, oh, this one's catching on. This one's actually starting to figure out who I am, which is you. What I will do is I'll discard this person. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe it'll be in a month, maybe it'll be right around their birthday or the holidays or something. But this relationship, as far as I'm concerned, is either over or it's about to be over. And now I need to step up my game. I need to really insert the new supply, and I need to start grooming them. I need to start spending more time with them. I need to tell them how much I love them, how much I care about them, when I frankly don't care about them at all. But that's what I did with you, and that's what I'm going to do with the new supply, because they don't know what's going on. Side note, pro tip, who is the new supply? The new supply is one of three people. A, they are a toxic person themselves. B, they are a recycled source of supply who hasn't found the needle in a haystack. They haven't healed, and they haven't figured out what narcissism is. Or C, they are a person just like you, a person who doesn't know about narcissism, and they are a clean slate. And they've never entered the narcissistic relationship. So again, they're either a recycled source of supply, they're a person who has no idea what narcissism is, or they are a toxic person themselves. I hope I said that properly. But all these things, when you ask yourself, how did I get here? Post-relationship, you will be scratching your head. Maybe right now, as you're consuming this video, you are in an Airbnb. Maybe you're renting out a room from a friend. Maybe you're staying with a loved one. Maybe you're in a hotel. Maybe you are in the house where you were discarded, or maybe you're in the house where you're trying to sell. Who knows? But I can assure you, if you've made it this far in the video, you are a very strong person, and the narcissist tested you to your core. You may think, well, the narcissist is out and they've gotten their new supply and they're living their best life while I'm stuck here holding the bag. That's not the truth. The truth of the matter is, yes, the narcissist probably does have a new source of supply, but they're not living their best life, because the narcissist will break every relationship they enter. And again, wherever you are, Airbnb, a hotel, staying with a friend or a loved one, or maybe you're on a plane, train, automobile, maybe you're in the house where you raise kids, who knows? But wherever you are, number one, that's where you're meant to be. So take that with a big grain of salt, because you are exactly where you're meant to be on this planet, just like I am. But many times we can't wrap our head around that, because we believe we should be with the narcissist, or we should be somewhere else. If you should be with someone or somewhere else, you would actually be there, but you're not. You're where you're supposed to be. And remember, the narcissist probably, if they did discard you, and if they did, my heart goes out to you, they probably took the mask off and showed you exactly who they were and exactly how little they cared about you. And if you fast forward, that's how little they care about anybody, including their own children and family members and friends and colleagues and past romantic relationships. But when you ask yourself, how did I get here? You need to understand, if right now where you are is not where you want to be, and for many people, that's exactly where they are, and I once was there, that this is just a period of time in your life. Maybe it's a day, a week, a month, maybe it's a half a year, maybe it's a year. For me personally, it was 2 years and 2 days after I got discarded that I had to stay in my house, isolated, trapped. I had to heal. I had to process childhood wounds. I had to practice radical acceptance. I experienced the dark night of the soul. January 6, 2021 was one of the most challenging days of my entire life, and I'm fortunate to be here on the planet, if you can read between the lines. But I healed. I processed so many things. I shed tears. I had sleepless nights. I lost weight. I gained weight. There were times I couldn't even turn a light switch on, but I did it, and here I am. And wherever you are, you need to understand you too will get through this. So take this message. This is a message of hope, of inspiration, of growth, of fortitude, of strength, that right now, wherever you are, if you're asking yourself, how did I get here? It's because your life has taken some turns and definitely some twists. And I am certain there was a narcissist in your life for one period of time. That person, I hope, is no longer in your life, and you have gone no contact, etc. But if they are in your life, you need to understand that developing and creating and executing an exit plan is the path. If not now, when? Understand that 1 minute in a toxic narcissistic relationship when you've identified that that's what that relationship is or was, is 1 minute too long. That's why you need to remove yourself from these people and these relationships. And you need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. There is no longer time or space for the narcissist to be in your life. That's why we go no contact, etc. But when you're asking yourself that question, how did I get here? Really understand that wherever you are right now, it's not where you will be for the rest of your life. It's where you are today. Maybe you're going to be in a different environment in a couple weeks. Maybe you'll be in a different environment in a month or 2 or 3. But the whole idea is moving forward each and every day, continuing to become awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and knowing that where you are today, if it is not where you want to be, that you will get to where you want to be. Again, I'm living proof. You need to understand a couple more things. Post-relationship, after you've healed, and after you've healed properly, and it will take time, it will take a lot of time, but in your time you will heal if you apply the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. You will understand that the doors of abundance will open up for you. The doors of possibilities will open up for you. The doors of new relationships will open up for you. The doors of opportunity and possibilities will open up for you, if I didn't say that. Why I'm saying all these things is because when you shed the weight of the narcissistic relationship, and if when you no longer are caring about the narcissist or people from that period of time, and you're no longer in communication with these people, then your load gets a lot lighter, which means you're not carrying the baggage or the weight of that relationship on your shoulders any longer. And this is when you really focus on yourself. This is when you slow your life down. You take stock of where you are, where you were, and where you want to go. And it's when you understand that, wow, I've been to you-know-where and back, but I'm still here. I'm here another day, and I'll be here tomorrow, and I'll be here next week, and I'll be here in a month, and I'll be here in 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And I am getting stronger, and I am improving. I am introspecting. I am healing childhood wounds. I'm seeing a therapist. I'm journaling. I'm meditating. I'm watching videos. I am letting the emotions out in a healthy manner. I am doing everything I need to be doing to heal and to move forward. What is the narcissist doing? They may also be asking themselves that very same question. How did I get here? Well, I'll tell you how you got there, narcissist. You got there because you blow up every relationship you enter. Number 1. Number 2, you never grow. Number 3, you can't introspect. Number 4, you don't care about people. Number 5, you look at every relationship as something to be weaponized against the person, and you want to inflict damage upon unsuspecting people. And number 6, or whatever number I'm on, you can't change and you can't evolve. You can't elevate. You're stuck, narcissist, in that low vibrational quagmire state. That's where you exist. And you try to capture us for a period of time, and you did succeed. Until when? That's right, until you didn't. And we cut the chains, we cut the ties with you. We removed ourselves from the 4 ties, the emotional ties, the physical ties, the spiritual ties, and the financial ties. And when we did that, our load got lighter, and we began to elevate, and we understood that, wow, we really can do whatever we want to on this planet called Earth. We don't need to live under the thumb or the rule of the narcissist. We no longer are the unpaid helper, the walking apology, etc. We now have boundaries. We can say no. We are now living our best life. And when we do that, in time, when we get to where we do want to be, after executing the exit plan, or after getting where you want to be after a period of time and cutting the ties from the narcissist, then you can look back and reflect and say, wow, I have actually been through a lot in this life, and I was through an awful lot. I was through the ringer in that narcissistic relationship, but I am no longer in it, and I am out, and I'm grateful, and I'm healed, and I'm happy, and I'm healthy, and everything is returning to me, and the doors of abundance are being kicked wide open for me, because this is what happens. The narcissist did not want you to find your purpose. The narcissist did not want you to see behind the mask. The narcissist did not want you to figure out who they were, but you did all 3 of those things, or you are doing them, and you're understanding how powerful you are, how courageous you are, how resilient you are, how strong you are, how full of fortitude, commitment, and insight and wisdom you are. You see, the narcissist really thought that they would keep a lid on you. They really thought that you wouldn't exist. They really thought you would stay stuck in that low vibrational state. They really thought you'd be pining for them. They really thought that they would be living in your mind rent-free. But that's not the case. The case is you are evolving, you're changing, you're growing, you're elevating, you're ascending, and you are understanding that where perhaps you are now may not be where you want to be. But understand in the future, you will get to where you want to be. I'm living proof. When you have a plan and you execute it, and you execute it flawlessly without the weight of the toxic narcissistic person on your shoulders, anything is possible. All the doors of abundance and possibility will open up for you, because now you've shed that weight, and now you are on the path, moving forward, headed in the direction as I am, reaching and attaining that pinnacle of indifference, ascending to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time. And yes, I repeat myself many times in videos. It's to reinforce the messages that I've come across and coined through the years to let you know that don't quit, don't stop, don't ever stop. Keep moving forward every day. Keep on making progress. Keep on understanding that perhaps where you are isn't where you want to be. Perhaps where you are is where you want to be. If that's the case, then celebrate, rejoice, look back and think about how far you've come and understand that this is your life, this is your journey, this is your path, and it must be without the weight of a narcissist. It must be without the weight of any toxicity. Realize that this life is your life, and it needs to be lived and fulfilled the way you want to live it, without the drama, without the manipulation, without the smear campaign, without triangulation, without gaslighting, etc. That is what we do. So understand, how did I get here? Sometimes you're scratching your head. I don't know. This wasn't in the cards. This wasn't what I planned. Of course, because many times when the narcissist enters your life, all of your plans, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, they get kicked to the curb because you're now putting the narcissist in front of yourself. You're placing them high on the pedestal and you're living their life. And you were an extension of them, and you did lose your identity to them. And this is what happens when you're in these relationships. But when you remove yourself from these and you heal, then you can do whatever you want to do. You can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. You can travel the world. You can fall in love again. You can create friendships. You can start a business. You can do anything you want to do. Understand this is your time. Be patient, be calm, be stoic, be centered, be focused on yourself. And before I close the video, if you are asking yourself, how did I get here? Just remember, it's only for a period of time. It's not for the rest of your life. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And so many of us have asked ourselves that question, how did I get here? Because our life was headed in one direction. We were on the path doing exactly what we wanted to be doing, maybe graduating university, getting a job, getting ready to create a family, etc., relocating, starting a business, whatever you were going to do. And then next thing you know, you enter this relationship that turns out to be a narcissistic one, and it spun your world upside down. That's why most of your path got changed. It got redirected. But that was a period of time. Now that you're out of the relationship, you can get back on course and do whatever you want to do without the weight of the relationship. I love y'all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. And yes, I said y'all. I love y'all. Bye.